10 days without social media. What did I learn about reality? Have you ever stopped for a moment and thought about how much of your life exists inside a screen? The likes, the comments, the stories, the endless scrolling. We wake up and check our phones before we even say good morning to ourselves. We measure our worth in hearts and followers. And slowly, without realizing it, we become trapped in a digital reflection of life instead of living the real one. So I decided to do something different, something difficult, something that felt almost dangerous. I decided to spend 10 full days without any social media. No Instagram, no TikTok, no YouTube, no Snapchat. Just reality. And what I discovered changed how I see the world. And myself. Day 1. The quiet begins. Day 1 felt strange, almost uncomfortable. I kept unlocking my phone out of habit, only to find nothing there. No notifications, no messages, just silence. It's crazy how quiet your world feels when your phone stops talking to you. I realized I wasn't addicted to the apps. I was addicted to noise. Silence felt scary, because silence meant facing my own thoughts, the ones I kept running from behind endless scrolls and short videos. That first night, I sat alone in my room, no distractions, no dopamine hits, no blue glow of a screen. And for the first time in years, my mind actually started to think. Day 2. The anxiety hit. By day 2, the anxiety hit. I kept wondering, what if I'm missing something important? What if people are talking about me? What if my views are dropping? My engagement falling? My friends forgetting I exist? It sounds ridiculous now, but that's what social media does to your brain. It wires you to seek constant validation, a tiny chemical rush every time someone clicks like. But when you checked my messages for emergencies, there was nothing. No one noticed I was gone. And that realization hit deep. We think the world is watching us, but in truth, everyone is too busy watching themselves. Day 3. The mind begins to heal. By the third day, something unexpected happened. My mind began to slow down. I started noticing things, small details that I had ignored for years. The color of the morning sky, the sound of my own breathing, the feeling of time actually passing. I realized how much of life I had been missing while staring at a glowing rectangle. Without filters, without endless content, reality felt different, slower, softer, but more real. I wasn't comparing my life to strangers anymore. I wasn't chasing perfection. I was just existing. And that felt peaceful. Day 4. The withdrawal. By around day 4, the withdrawal hit me hard. I picked up my phone every few minutes, only to find nothing new. My brain was desperate for stimulation. The dopamine cycle was breaking. That's when I realized something dark. Social media isn't free. It's designed to control your attention, to keep you scrolling for one more second, one more click, one more ad. It feeds you dopamine in small doses, just enough to keep you coming back, like a digital drug. And when you step away from it, your brain rebels. It craves that next hit of validation. It's not your fault. It's how these platforms are built. Day 5. The freedom begins. Day 5 felt lighter. I started sleeping better. My focus returned. I could sit still and actually read again, something I hadn't done properly in months. My meals tasted better because I wasn't eating with one hand on my phone. My mind felt clearer. It was like a fog was lifting.
And I started realizing how deeply connected social media is to anxiety, to overthinking, to depression. When you disconnect from it, your thoughts return to their natural rhythm. Calm, slow, human. Day 6. Real conversations. By day 6, I started reaching out to people, not through messages, but through calls. I called an old friend, and we talked for nearly an hour. We laughed, we shared stories. It felt real. I had dinner with my family that night, and for the first time in years, we didn't touch our phones. No one took pictures, no one checked notifications. We just existed in the same moment. And that simple moment of presence felt richer than 1,000 likes online. We're all documenting our lives, but we've forgotten how to live them. That night, I promised myself I'd start living more and posting less. Day 7. The clarity returned. By the 7th day, my thoughts became sharper. My creativity came back. Ideas flowed naturally, not forced, not copied, not trending. Without the noise of other people's opinions, I could finally hear my own. It was like my brain was rebooting after years of background noise. I picked up a notebook and started writing down ideas, goals, dreams, things that used to excite me before I started scrolling all day. And for the first time, I realized something simple yet powerful. When you stop consuming everything, you start creating something. Day 8. Facing myself. Day 8 was emotional. With no distractions left, I had to face my own mind, my fears, my flaws, my doubts. Social media had kept me busy enough to avoid them. But now I had no choice but to confront them. It was uncomfortable, but freeing. Because once you face yourself honestly, you realize the only person you truly need to impress is the one in the mirror. I started accepting myself more, the imperfections, the progress, the real human experience. Day 9. A new perspective. By day 9, I no longer missed social media. In fact, I didn't even feel like going back. I felt calm, grounded, free. No comparison, no pressure, no noise. I walked outside and watched people staring at their phones, scrolling endlessly, missing the sunset right above them. And I realized that used to be me. It's scary how connected we are, yet how disconnected we've become from the world around us. Day 10. Reconnecting with balance. On the 10th day, I made a decision. I would go back, but with rules. I turned off notifications. I unfollowed accounts that made me feel small or anxious. I limited my screen time to 30 minutes a day, and I promised myself I will use social media, but I will never let it use me again. That day, I realized the real power isn't in deleting the apps. The real power is in controlling how you use them. The lesson. What I learned about reality. Here's what 10 days without social media taught me. The world doesn't stop when you disconnect, but your mind finally starts moving. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. Your attention is the most valuable thing you have, and everyone is fighting to steal it. Protect it. You don't need to show everything you do. You don't need to prove your worth in pixels. You just need to live. Because life, real life, exists in the moments that don't get posted, in the conversations without cameras, in the smiles that aren't selfies, in the sunsets you actually watch instead of recording. When you finally disconnect from the illusion, You reconnect with reality. If you're still here, listening to this, I have a small challenge for you. Just one day, 24 hours. Turn off your notifications. Put your phone aside. Look around. Feel the world that exists outside the screen. Because sometimes, the most powerful connection you can make is with yourself.